In this video, guys, we shall be taking a look at the 1996 horror movie Scream. Without further ado, let's get into today's review. Let's get into it. So I thought then that this horror movie is easily one of the best horror movies ever made. I think it was incredible. I think now, just looking at the impact that the Scream franchise, not only this film, but it started on this film, great start to the franchise by the way, what an impact it has had, because every Halloween now you're always seeing somebody dressed up as Ghostface, and that just shows how impactful that franchise is and that villainly character is. And I think Ghostface was such an incredible villain in this particular movie. It was a great mystery slasher movie, and yeah, I think as a whole, you just felt that whoever it was going to be at the end, you weren't going to expect, or you had that feeling that you might get one of them right. And I love those mystery movies of figuring out, is it that person? No, it's that person. But whilst also being quite a horror-ish sort of movie, I think later down the line, the movie franchise gets too comedic. However, this was in the first movie, and I think it did what it needed to do, be a scary horror movie. And it is definitely a 90s horror movie, similar to the likes of I Know What You Did Last Summer and things like that. I think it was very sort of that vibe of things, in which I really like. On the mystery side of things, I think the reason this movie franchise was really successful is simply, like I said, for the mystery sides of things. Because if you look at most modern horror movies, there are all these ghostly ghouls and these proper supernatural things and everything like that, just to try to scare people with jump scares. However, this movie doesn't do that. It uses things that might strike fear, like somebody practically going to kill you and things like that. And the mystery element of things which is known from your Scooby-Doos and stuff makes this movie franchise popular, because it's like a Scooby-Doo for adults, in necessarily speaking, and it made it really, really fun and enjoyable. And yeah, I think as a horror movie franchise goes, and this particular movie, super enjoyable, and that's why I think many fans take to it now, even to this day, because it's so different from all the other horror movies out there. I think this movie acts as sort of like the perfect blueprint of how to start off an iconic franchise, as you are introducing you to the characters, you are introducing this to now this iconic villain Ghostface, and he's up there with the names like Freddy Kruger, Jason, and you'd put this character in along with them, because they developed this character over several movies now, this Ghostface figure, legendary figure. And I think the way in which this movie works is brilliant. It acts like a perfect blueprint for any movie now making a horror film, is to get the same levels of enjoyment, the same levels of suspense in parts, the same levels of guessing, mystery, and anything like that. If a film's looking to do a mystery movie, perfect blueprint for that type of film, in my opinion. Moving on then to the ending, I thought Billy Loomis and Stu Macher was two great villains, as we didn't really expect two villains to be behind it. We knew that one person was obviously going to be Ghostface, and Billy was the obvious choice, but when Stu was revealed as the second one, I thought that was a huge shock. I did not expect him to be a Ghostface, as I think he was weird, but not like killer sort of vibes, whereas the boyfriend has always got that killer sort of vibes, and he was obviously a bit weird around Sydney after when he got arrested. And yeah, I think he was sort of like the perfect, and all the footprints led to him being the killer, whereas Stu sort of didn't really expect. However, they were both as mental as each other, as it turns out, and both wanted to kill Sydney, and they just survived like a horror movie ending, so to speak, as they were trying to stab each other and make out that they'd just survived these gruesome killings so that they could tell their stories and sell their stories for tons of money. But it was great how Gale managed to come in and stop this, shoot them before they actually did any harm to Sydney, and tried to pin it all on this Ghostface character and them being survivors, and which were a great sort of ending for the movie. And it made you think how they're going to go on from here, as this was like a really good way to start off the franchise, and to be fair, it only gets a little bit better from here. The third one's a little bit weak, but apart from that, it is a solid franchise from here on out, and that is because of this like start off that they had was so good. Moving on then, I thought Doofy getting shot in the way that he did, acting like the big hero and coming in to save you and then getting shot was, and then you thought he was dead, was sort of like this big dramatic oh shit, and then he's like, oh, he's still alive, but it's like you was meant to come and save everyone, not Gale, as he's meant to be the police officer, even though Gale did a lot more than him in this particular movie of investigating and everything than Doofy did, let's be honest. Finally, I thought that the actors and actresses were incredible, as we saw the likes of Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette, Skeet Ulrich, Drew Barrymore, Roger Jackson, Matthew Lillard, and David Booth, which were all incredible in this particular movie. To summarise this horror movie then, I thought it was brilliant, it was a great movie, hence why I rate this movie a classic film and an 8.9 out of 10. So let me know down in the comments down below what your thoughts are. Is it great? Is it bad? Is it amazing? Is it terrible? Let me know down in the comments down below, please. Also, we've noticed not enough people have been smashing that subscribe button, so please do that now. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Please.